Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, they've done it to themselves this time. Yankees getting swept by the Toronto Blue Jays and find themselves out of first place. Again, getting swept in the fourth game really is running to a buzzsaw. I know some of the scores are close there, but really took it on the chin during the series there and really got killed by George Springer, who just took off on the Yankees. And again, now they find themselves in second place in the AL East, where just a month ago, a little bit more than a month ago, they had like a comfortable 6.5 game lead and looked like they were going to run away to the division. I think it's still there, so, quiet down the panic mode. But yes, Yankees obviously in a bad place right now, so kind of look back at that series as well as preview the upcoming round 2 of the Subway Series. The Yankees will kick that off in Queens for the July 4th holiday, and kind of Mets in a similar boat too, scuffling a little bit there as they find themselves also in second place after kind of taking it on the chin for most of June as well as this early part of July there. So before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this podcast, Section 420 Talkin Yankees, wherever you get your favorite podcast, and also go over to YouTube, search for Section 420 Talkin Yankees, get that content as well. Not updated as much as the audio podcast, but you want to see me, why not do both? So Yankees obviously really in a bad spot right now where, as mentioned, it just seemed like not too long ago they were running away with this division, almost like lighting up the cigars already and saying all right, just don't get hurt or anything, just be there in October and we'll start the playoff there. Well, now it looks like the Yankees are going to scratch and claw a little bit. Yes, there's some areas of concern, obviously, with Clark Schmidt being taken out of the final game, had to leave early with some forearm soreness. Don't have an update on that as well. But I don't know. He was just getting clocked, and even I was listening to the game on the radio. Even Susan, I heard it just the audio. You hear the balls just getting smashed there. So he wasn't fooling anybody. So I don't know if he was hurt, maybe, which I understand why he was getting clocked like that. And then plus you always have the conspiracy theories every time the Yankees go up in Toronto that, they have the hotel and all those glass buildings and stuff right out in center field. And, they pulling a little Houston Astros there, stealing signs and so forth. Even going back to Joe Girardi, always accused the Blue Jays of that when they used to play them up in Toronto where, hey, look, I'm not going to say that, but, it might come up because, again, Toronto just laced up the Yankees really bad. The Yankee pitching was just really not affected at all. Even Max Fried, who's been great for the Yankees, he gave you 6 innings, but he got smacked around a little bit there. So quite odd. I'm surprised that hasn't even been brought up yet, but you'll see that come up. But nevertheless, overall things that Yankees are in a bad spot right now. You got that losing just a couple of days ago. Fernando Cruz, again, who's a good key piece out of the Yankee bullpen, again having to go on the IL. He came back from the shoulder strain. Now he's got an oblique issue, so you lose a piece there. And even Luke Weaver, okay, did not hurt, but even the final game there, it's a close game. You want to keep it a 1-run score, and he gives up a 2-run bomb there. And who knows what again, he hasn't been as good as he's come back, so is he fully healed from that groin injury where he seemed like he came back sooner than we thought? Because, again, he does not look like the same Luke Weaver we experienced, obviously late in the season, late October there. So that's another area you got to be concerned as well. And, just in general, this offense is just not putting together, it's just like too choppy. You got Volpe still doing his mistakes, a situation, yesterday in the game, you have Dominguez on second base, nobody out. What you got to do is move the runner over, and he hits right into a position where Dominguez, can't move, and you kind of wasting out there. So, he continues to scratch the head there, and now you hear fans all complaining about, DJ and Jazz, but put Jazz in second. We need a third baseman. I'm not going to hit the panic mode just yet. Again, they're on a rough patch right now. It happens to a lot of teams. It's happening to the Mets a little bit right now, even though they took 2 out of 3, their most recent series against the Brewers there. And we saw the Yankees have a long period last summer where they absolutely just struggled and just looked terrible. And you just wanted to really, other than Judge, you wanted to get rid of everybody there. So the reality is, yes, they ran into a hot Toronto team. They're on fire right now. The Yankees are in a bad place. I'm still not going to panic yet and go nuts and go crazy. Fire Boone, you got to trade everybody. This is terrible. Just hold the fort down a little bit. They're not really getting good, effective starting pitching. That's really what it is. And what they're going is they're taxing into the bullpen too early. The bullpen's getting worn out and beat up a little bit there. So it's just a bad play. So you just need really just one really good win, one good start. The Yankees had a little bit of a roll there where, Fried was doing good, Rendon was doing good, Warren was doing good, Yarbrough, before he went on the IL, was doing good. The starting rotation was fabulous. You were like, all right, well, okay, we don't have Cole, but fine, we're doing great there. And that kind of bled over into the bullpen as well. Is that, when you have your starters giving you length, then you could get the bullpen matchups you like, and you come out sweet Davis. Right now, Yankee starters aren't giving you much length in the starting rotation there, so they're going to the bullpen too early. And then he's got sloppy offense, just, not putting together good rallies and stupid bonehead plays. And sometimes you get some bad luck and bad calls against you as well. So Yankees is in a bad rut right now. So yes, they look up right now. Toronto is first place, but that could change in a couple days. So I'm not going to go too crazy over that right now. Yes, it's early July, and you kind of want to be there in first place by yourself there, but still not a place. And maybe Toronto's just going to be hot for a week or two, and then maybe they cool down a little bit. So again, not going to go crazy over over the whole thing there. But yes, I mean, Yankees are in a scuffle mode right now, so they're just gonna have to figure it out, and you have to get 1 or 2 good starts, get a series win, start feeling good about yourselves, and then maybe the offense turns around a little bit, and everything kind of clicks from there. Because right now, it's just one gigantic mess. That's basically what it is, man. A little bad starting rotation. Yes, they score runs, but it's when the Yankees also give up 10 runs. So what does it make? What difference does it make there? So they kind of have to lick their wounds, leave Toronto right now, fine with that, and then head over to Queens to kick off the second round of the Subway Series. Remember last time the Yankees took 2 out of 3. Now that's when Soto wasn't good, and it was kind of that was the bad version of Soto. Soto's a little bit better now, actually way better. Than the Yankees saw him a couple of months ago. So that's something they definitely have to keep in mind, contend with. First game, Stroman will get the ball. Again, he was decent in his first start against the Athletics. Went 5 innings, only gave 1 run, a home run there. So let's see what we can do. Now, this is Stroman, obviously used to pitch for the Mets there. So, and again, he's an emotional guy, just to say the very least there. So, is he going to be a little crazy and blow up on the Citi Field mound a little bit? Let's see what happens here. And obviously, we have the history of Soto and Stroman in the past there. Remember, I think when Soto was with the Nationals and Stroman there, they were kind of mocking each other a little bit with the Soto shuffle. Does that get a little interesting? So we'll wait and see there. And if you look at the both teams, they're pretty much almost the same. And the Yankees coming in at 48-39, so it's 9 games over there. Mets pretty much 1 game better than them at 50-38. But again, there's pretty much still in second place there by a game and a half, looking up above them. So kind of in standing wise, it pretty much in the same way. And as for the Yankees on the road right now, they're an even 22-22. So haven't been strong on the road. A 500 team on the road there. So let's see if the Yankees kind of shift that the other way there, get a few wins, and kind of turn this thing around there. Because again, it was really ugly up in Toronto there, just up and down the line there. And now if you found out Clark Schmidt is have to go on the IL a little bit, that's just yet another thing to be concerned about. Reading the tea leaves, the Yankees probably have to search around, look for a move for third base. I mean, I just don't think they're going to go forward with the whole Jazz at second and DJ at third for the rest of the way. You got to do something eventually, even if that's not exactly what's really killing this team. If they're going to make a move that shakes things up, that's when you see. And he's got guys like Peraza that is on this roster, like, it's serviceable, but he's like hitting like 157. What are some of these guys doing there? So I don't think Cashman's going to do something tomorrow, but give it a few weeks, a little bit. If it stays in this mode there, you might start seeing some shakeups. And, after DFA, always finally say goodbye to someone like Peraza, who, look, he's been getting these opportunities, not consistently, not a lot there, but you got to do something with it. If you're not a major league player, you're not a major league player. And this, you end up getting shuffled around a little bit, sort of like Miguel Andujar. It's like, he was a good raw talent, and there was never really a place for him, but, the times you got to be up here, you showcase yourself, and all right, what can you do? And if you can't do much, teams got to make a decision there. So we'll see how that goes. So that's the episode. Not too much good to talk about. I'm not going to say, the season's done, no fire, boom, get rid of this. That is in a very rough patch right now, and they're just going to have to find their way out of it. So hopefully they can do it against the Mets. Catch you next time.